All right. Well, good morning and welcome to the Peculiar People podcast.
All right.
So this is Sailor and I'm here with
Austin Blackwell.
And yeah, today is the launch of our project, I would call it, I guess. Project. What do we want to call this?
We can call
Initiative.
this Initiative Operation 2015.
Initiative Operation 2015 New Year's resolution. All right.
Live life.
Live life. Live long and prosper.
Okay. Well, first off, I just want to start off and say Happy New Year to us. 2014 was quite the year. I'm kind of excited for the topics that we're going to talk about.
Yeah, both of us actually both had kids in 2014.
Yeah. That's one of those things I'm going to bring up. I just had twins, two boys, identical, and I now have 3 kids, and so I'm trying to hold on to my sanity for the most part.
Yeah, my house is pretty crazy with 1. I can't imagine 3.
I still can't imagine with 3, and I have 3 in my house.
Oh man!
All I can say is that I've got tons of diapers, tons of crying, a lot of poop, and a lot of whining from a 3-year-old.
But they're where they can sit up now, right? I saw a photo like that.
They are not sitting up by themselves.
Okay.
Their abs are getting the workout.
So those photos were photoshopped.
Oh, I guess you could say that. They were kind of photoshopped, You know how Facebook is. The wives, they get on, take pictures, and they want their family and their friends to see how cute the kids are. Which I'm okay with. Just
actually, I think that's me in my marriage.
Whoa! You're saying you're the one that's setting them up?
I'm always taking photos and stuff. Like my wife will come home from class. I'm like, I took 3-month photos today. Look, he's naked.
Don't post that on Facebook.
No, it's okay. I censor it. Put the little like Cops Black censored bar.
Not a little blur or a little gray little area. You should put a little circle there that says "Don't look here."
Yeah, don't look. Ignore this. Oh man, but yeah, no, it's pretty exciting. 2014 has been crazy, and we know the whole New Year's resolution, it loses its fad about the second week into January, but
yeah, you feel like at the end of 2014, or let's just say any year for that matter, you sit there and you think, okay, well, this is going to be a new year.
Mm-hmm.
I've got goals. I've got the determination. You know what? This last year kind of sucked, but this year is going to be better. And then by the end of January, you've already failed.
Yeah. No, I'm going to the gym up here on campus.
Oh,
and
okay.
First week in January, crowded. Couldn't find an empty treadmill.
Oh, jeez.
When I go tonight, 1 million empty treadmills. And we're still in January. Oh man.
That's a worldwide habit or a pattern, I would say. It's always something that's funny about that is, I don't know if you've noticed this, but when I've worked out on campus, it's really funny when you go there and you see all these people who are on the treadmills or working out at the gym. Particularly the women, they tend to put a lot of makeup on and do their hair as they go to work out. Now, I don't know about you. I know, Sailor, that you are with me on this. But when we go to work out, we're not going to look pretty for the other person, especially not other men.
No, that's actually that's really funny because I'm actually doing the opposite this year.
So you're putting makeup on?
No.
Okay. Okay, I was just checking.
I found the tightest BYU-I shirt I have. Because at this college we go to, Austin's graduated, but the college I'm currently enrolled in, the gym has a dress code. You have to wear the school PT uniform.
Pretty much, yeah.
It's pretty simple. It's just a gray T-shirt, says BYU-I crossed in blue shorts. Well, anyway, I have like a gray spandexy one that sucks to my body, shows my man boobs, my love rolls. And in my mind, I'm like, this will motivate me to run more. Because I just walk in there and, like, you see all, like, the girls in the leggings, the guys in, like, the spandex, bulging biceps, and I was
yeah.
I have lots of bulges, but they're not on my biceps.
In the wrong place.
And so, like, I'm just like, yeah, I'm doing the opposite instead of prettying it up. I'm getting as horrible as I can, so I can just, like, I don't know. I'm thinking it might motivate me on the treadmill to go longer and faster.
You know, what you should do is you should make sure that when you got that guy who's wearing that spandex and his muscles are just bulging like crazy, you should make sure you grab some weights and make sure they're considerably less than what that guy is weightlifting. So, and pretty much just mimic whatever he's doing. You know,
I'm following him around the gym. It's like there's this weird fat guy following me. And he's doing everything I do, but just miniature.
And I guaranteed you make him feel really uncomfortable. I mean, because if I was that guy, I'd be thinking, who is this guy?
Oh, man.
But at the same time, if I was
you just follow him from like station to station. You're just like, he goes to the drinking fountain. You're standing there watching him,
right behind him. Hey, what's up, man?
Thanks. About how much water do you think you swallowed?
Okay, I'm gonna try to do the same.
No, you do less.
You do less or more?
No. I bet you I could beat you in this.
I bet I can drink more water.
Oh man, dude.
How much creatine you taking? I bet I could take more. So then all of a sudden this competition just kind of gets really weird. And then the guy will probably leave the gym thinking, whoa, weirdest experience at the gym today.
Do you continue to follow him after he left the gym? You're just like following him to his car.
Oh, man. Yeah, I would say that almost becomes personal then.
Oh.
If you follow him past the gym,
actually,
then it's personal.
January is Stalker Awareness. So Stalker Awareness Month.
Stalker? Is it really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
I was reading an article, and they said 1 in 6 women have at some point in their life been stalked. I feel bad because I think I'd pay someone to stalk me.
At the gym?
Hey, dude, you want to follow me while I work out?
I need you to make this very awkward for everybody else, but I need you to stalk me just because I need that boost right now.
This is my number. Call me in the middle of the night, please.
So, but only call me when there's a large group of people around. Okay, it's all about the appearance. I can't believe that January's the Stalker Awareness Month.
Yeah, apparently it happens a lot though.
That just seems really ironic because you have December, which is the month of Thanksgiving and being appreciative of what you have, and then at the end of the month, beginning of January, it's set new goals. So here's what I'm thinking: is it possible that there was some creeper guy that
this is my goal?
Did he make that his goal?
I'm gonna get her to notice me.
I love her so much. I'm gonna get her to notice me by any means necessary. Oh, okay, that's weird, man. Wow.
Man.
Wow. Well, that's interesting.
Yeah, that's crazy. But yeah, I read that article, and that actually even made me think. I was reading another article. I spent a lot of time in the interwebs reading stuff, but they have these new apps out. Where it's imaginary boyfriend, imaginary girlfriend. And what it does is it'll send a text to your phone like every 20, 30 minutes.
Oh, no.
And you can have a one-way conversation with like a computer.
Oh.
So everybody around you will think you're in a relationship. $20 a month. That's how much
You've got to be kidding me.
Yeah.
First off, give a good game to the guy who came up with that app. That's very creative. Second of all, that's ridiculous.
I'm not going to lie. I almost downloaded it until I saw they wanted money. Like, I was like... My wife's like, who are you texting? I'm like, my stalker.
My stalker, honey.
It's my stalker.
Ooh. No, never mind. I'm just going to leave it there. Wow. That all the possibilities with what to do with that app, I mean, I'm married, so, I don't really have to worry about it, but at the same time, if I was single, man,
what if you put that
the greatest app ever.
What if you put that app on your wife's phone? And so there's some random guys texting her every 20 minutes. Hey, baby, what's up?
Honey, who's this guy that's texting me? I don't know. I'm going to tell him to leave you alone. And then secretly you're just laughing inside knowing that you're the one that's the author of that prank.
Oh, man, that's funny.
That would be great. But then, would you ever tell your wife the truth? Hey, honey, it's actually me.
I'd wait till April 1st.
April 1st.
Oh, April 1st.
That's cruel. 4 months worth of joke? That's an epic prank.
Every time you get in a fight, you just go over to your phone. You're like, send her a message.
Holy cow! That
she thinks she has a stalker.
Yeah, I know my wife would probably beat me while I was sleeping in the middle of the night, and I'd wake up with bruises on my face. Whoa, honey, I got this black eye. What happened? I don't know.
It was my stalker. He did it.
It was a stalker. Oh, man.
Oh, man. No, that was just the wife. No, that was my stalker.
Wife message.
Yeah, actually, it was my stalker.
Oh, the stalker. Oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah, dude, I found one pretty cheap. $10 an hour.
Not a bad stalker. That's a good price. Whoa, so what's the cost of a premium stalker? Whoa.
Actually, could you imagine someone at the gym working out and they have like 10 people just like mimicking them and following them? How uncomfortable that person would be.
Can you imagine how uncomfortable everybody else would feel in the gym? Like, hey, what's going on here? Why are all those people following that guy?
Do you think random people from the gym would join in? It's like, follow the leader.
Guys, you should really watch this guy work out. Why? What's going on?
He does CrossFit, man.
Because we all know the guys that do CrossFit are just they're gods among us. So
yeah,
that's good. That's good. I like that.
I have to write a couple articles for a couple classes I'm in this semester, and I think I might do one about being a tool at the gym.
Yes.
How to successfully be the tool at the gym.
The tool.
Don't avoid it. How to own being the tool at the gym.
Oh. Because you know when you go inside the gym, there's always that one guy. There's at least one in any gym that you go to that is going to, he's good chance he's probably good looking. If he's not, that's fine. Butter faces, okay? So,
Do you want to explain what a butterface is?
Well, it's when you look at somebody and you say, well, they're really good looking, but their face. So, but their face, butterface, yeah, that's just that's one of those terminology terms I'm sure we're all familiar with. If you haven't been familiarized with that word, now you know. But anyway, you know that there's always one at the gym that you're gonna be like, oh man, that's a good looking body right there.
He turns around.
Did I just say that out loud?
You're like, dang.
That brings up a story. Oh man. Okay, so my first year of marriage, like our first anniversary, we went down to this area where there was hot springs and
okay.
Now understand I it's actually one of my goals is to get in shape. It's not it's not one of those things in my mind that I'm constantly needing to work out. I guess you can say naturally I'm lazy.
Okay.
But anyway, when I see somebody else that is physically fit, I will give them props in my mind. I won't walk up to them and give them a good game. I won't give them a hug or say.
You're not going to give them like a smack on the butt.
Yeah.
See you in the showers.
Yeah, no, that's not going to happen. No, good heavens, no. But I definitely, in my mind, I'm thinking, all right, bro, there you go, man. Props. You're looking good there. There was just, no joke, at this hot springs area, there was this guy who was 70 years old. Had to be. He had the face of a 70-year-old man, but his body was like it was sculpted from the gods. He was ripped. Like, I'll just put it this way. I'm pretty sure every woman there was checking out this 70-year-old man, and I mean, I was checking the guy out, just looking, saying, wow, I hope when I'm 70 years old, I can be that ripped. But whatever, I jealousy, envy, call it what you may, but props to that guy. I'm sure I saw all the women there looking at him at least once.
So who was staring at the guy more, you or your wife?
Probably me. Probably me. Probably, and I mutter under my breath, what a jerk. And my wife's like, what'd you say? And I said, what a jerk. Well, honey, you can look like that. I know, but what a jerk. Because he looks like that right now. Oh, honey. Then I get the sympathy, right? And then it's like, no, I don't want your sympathy. I'm appreciating the fact that that's a 70-year-old man who's more ripped than I'll ever be in my life. So, yeah, work out, everybody. Work out.
Man, what's super funny? I was just thinking the other day, like, how, like, fat people, like, the number one, like, thing that they say is, like, okay, but, yeah, he has a cute face, or she has a cute face, or they have a good personality. what about those people like who don't? Like, you know, like so no matter what you do, like the best you could ever be is a butterface.
Oh, my heart breaks for that, because you know that there's some people that you come across that you know that they're just like that. We're like, oh, well, you know, you see somebody and you're like, well, they're cute, you know, particularly talking about their personality. But then when you find somebody that just not attractive inside or out, then you're just like, well, except for, I mean, if we're talking about butterface, okay, maybe the body is attractive, but personality's not. Then you're just like, oh wow, what a waste. That stinks. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
Wow. Oh wow.
I'm just kidding.
You know, it'd be super crazy. Like, what if when we die we go to heaven, like Jesus looks like a hobo.
Oh my gosh.
No, just like, and not like we're not gonna get like sacrilegious or anything, but like
no, I get you. What
but
if,
I mean like
I mean we have these different depictions, and they say, you know, he wore white robe, but I mean, you know, probably the reality is
it's
that
dusty.
Dusty as crap, and you know, I don't know, maybe yellow stains under the armpits, and you know, dirty fingernail. I don't know.
Oh, man.
But that's just, I get what you're saying. Like, what if we get up there and we're like, oh, well, hello, nice to meet you, finally.
Do you know what I think? I think the people who are wrapped up in physical appearance,
mm-hmm.
that's what they'll see their first time.
That's a good point.
Just as like as a token of it really wasn't that important, and then the lighting will change and
blinded by light,
and their face will melt because of his glory. You know, and then I'm sure you know that the people who are super wrapped up in it is super important to them. Their first encounter might be with the hobo Jesus. We have to be careful not to cross the line.
Oh, I know, right? Yeah. You know.
But I'm being serious. I mean, if that's something that's so important to you, you know, and I think there's a difference between wanting to look nice and then being like, this is all I care about.
Yeah.
This is my focus. This is my my idol that I worship. You know, I would think, yeah, that maybe to those people that your first time with, and you know, or whatever divinity, you know, you believe in, just the first time you meeting your maker is.
I think that's a good point.
I think it'll be a lesson teaching moment, whatever it is.
Right. Oh yeah, and I think that is important to say, like, whatever your deity or whatever it is that you worship, you know, what are you going to, what's the possibility of what you will see when you do encounter that said deity, and is it going to be not necessarily not your expectation, because obviously you're going to meet your expectation of, well, hey, this is my you know, my higher power, my higher belief, but is it going to be exactly what you thought it would be? I don't know. I think for all of us, we're going to be surprised to encounter that moment, and because really we don't know what it's like to die and then to come back. There's some people that say they've had that experience, you know, and I wouldn't say that they're lying or not, but I know for just about 99% of the world, we don't know what's going to happen when we die and what we first see.
Yeah,
that's what I mean. You know, like what I mean is like what you actually see the moment when you pass through this life.
Well, a good example, I mean, is even like Greek mythology. You go back into Greek times, a lot of their gods, you know, would supposedly come down as beggars and peasants, and the people who treated them well and respected them would eventually become their champions. I think that even happens in Odysseus or Ulysses, whichever version you're reading. Yeah, that the god, I don't remember who it is some female god who's taking care of him and kind of supporting him through his adventures. He at one point meets her as a beggar, and the way he responded to her and the way he reacted to her is pretty much what saved him.
Right.
So.
Oh man, I read that book back in like 2011 for a class, and I can't even. I remember I liked the story, but I can't remember that particular god. But yeah, I fully agree. I think we'll all be surprised by that time.
Yeah.
So.
I don't think Jesus was an attractive guy.
Interesting. You think so?
Yeah, the scriptures describe him as plain. You know.
Well, okay.
So I think he's attractive now, and I think it's one of those things where it's like, though, for some reason, believe it or not, personality does go a long way in making someone physically attractive.
Now that I definitely agree with.
Yeah, because I mean, you'll see someone who's very attractive, and then 2 minutes after talking to him, you're like, wow, this is the worst person in the world.
Oh man, that's a whole nother conversation.
But yeah, and then there's people, where like you meet them at first, you're like, they're okay, and then the more you get to know them, it eventually gets to the point where you're just like, wow, this is a beautiful person.
Yeah.
And I think that's probably Jesus' case, but I think there's places in the Bible that describe him as his tabernacle or his body will be as a plain flower.
Oh, man.
So not flawed, but not necessarily.
Yeah. Well, that's a really interesting point to bring up because, we know that Satan, he's described as being, a stud, looking real good, morning glory and all that. He's supposed to be a really good looking guy, but that's true. The Savior, even though we know that all the glories, comes from him. Being who he is. That is truly the most attractive person there. But it just, when he was down here in the moral life, that's just a really interesting concept to think. Like, wow, he probably was just like to them back then, he was probably just an average Joe Blow. Look appearance, until you got to know him, which would perfectly explain why some of the apostles, once they start talking to the guy, they must have felt his aura, the spirit, they were just like, oh, I like this guy. There's something about him. I'm going to follow him. Just like Peter dropped his net. Yeah. He's like, well, forget my livelihood. I'm just going to follow this guy.
Yeah, I think I had to create an environment where people could follow him for him, not, necessarily what he looked like. Not like that guy in the gym that we follow because he has big muscles. Man, but yeah, no, I hope people didn't turn off when they heard the "Ho of Jesus" remark. I felt that went a good direction. But yeah, so. As 2014 comes to a close, my next point that we have on our list is the Oscars. The Oscars have come up. A lot of films nominated. A lot of films snubbed. Right now, the big topic in the Oscar category is around two films. One, American Sniper broke tons and tons of records.
Rightfully so, in my opinion.
And a lot of people feel that it shouldn't have been nominated. And then the second one is, I don't use the word snub very
lightly.
I think in order for something to be a snub, you need to, if there's five choices on the category, for something to be a snub, you need to reasonably be able to say that me, as well as a large group of people, could replace these two. A lot of times people use the word snub, but then you're like, who do you knock out to make room for this film? And when that's a debate, that to me isn't a snub. But when it's an obvious choice, like the perfect example is the Lego Movie. Lego Movie was in the runnings. It was according to the people, it was the leading vote to win. And that even make a nomination for Best Animated Film.
That, well, I would, I really hated that movie. I'm sorry.
You wouldn't nominate it for Best Picture?
No, I really
Not Best Picture, Best Animated?
Now, well, okay, to be completely honest, the graphics, the animation, yeah, you're right. You know what?
I think I know why you don't like it.
If I separate myself from the storyline, the fluidity of just the entire movie altogether, and I just look at the powerful, incredibly skilled ability of those who created the movie and its animation, then yeah, I can see where they're coming from, and they would say that is a snub because, well, let's be serious, just about all kids that grow up in America, at least, have Legos as an option to play with.
Mm-hmm.
And so, for most of us, I personally didn't play with Legos. Maybe there was just not a connection there. I don't know. But watching that movie, I don't know. I would say that for myself, it would It could have been better. That's what I was trying to get at.
Okay.
It could have been better, but if it was just going off animation and they didn't even get a recognition for it, that would be a snub to me.
Okay. Well, I guess when you say it could have been better, I mean, what kind of hopes do you have for a Lego movie? Because when they first announced it, everybody was like,
"Woohoo! Yeah!"
Not with the people I hang out with. Everybody was like, "What? Lame."
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
man.
Nobody was excited. They thought it was gonna total fail.
Great. You just made me realize how uncool I am right now because I was excited for my kid.
That's super funny. But no, I loved the Lego movie, and I did a review on one of my YouTube channels earlier in the year in the Lego movie, and I said something that I think applies to you because you're graduated and you're a couple of years older than me.
Yep.
I said I don't think that older generation's going to like this film as much.
Oh man, you're aging me right now. But you go ahead and continue, man.
So you don't understand the reason why he was so upset, that 70-year-old man, is because Austin's 68.
It's true.
Internally.
I feel like an old man.
You're not really that old. But I think
I'm really not that old.
I think in that portion of your life you're falling in with the elderly.
Probably.
Because I said I don't think the older generation are going to get it. They're going to watch this there and be like, "Wow, well that was a lot going on."
That was a lovely show.
A lot was going on there.
Yeah, there was a lot going on. That's for sure.
It's okay. I'm from a different decade than you.
Oh.
I'm the future.
Oh man. Oh. For all you parents out there that are listening to this, I think we've all just unanimously felt the pain that we all occasionally will feel when you realize you have 3, 1, maybe 1 kid, maybe all the way to 5 kids, 6 kids, but yet you still feel like you're 19, 20, 21, and then you realize that slowly you become uncool. Like I just realized a few minutes ago. But that's okay. We'll keep going.
That's okay. I'm following that path because technically my wife is pregnant, but I still wasn't a dad yet when I went to that movie. So I guess I viewed the Lego movie as a child. So maybe I'll have to watch it again after having had a baby. But I loved it. I thought it was super funny. I thought Batman was super funny. I'm nervous for the Lego Batman movie because I felt...
Oh, I didn't know they were making
that. Yeah, they're announced the Lego Batman movie.
Wow.
And I liked it. He was a good accent to the film.
Yeah. I do agree with that.
I think a Batman Lego movie though could be too much Batman because I mean they made him so like stereotypical, like brooding and depressed and grumpy. It was funny, but I just don't know how a whole film of that would go.
Yeah, well, and then granted, just like you say, too much Batman. I mean, we had the Dark Knight series or trilogy, and then we had this new movie that's going to be coming out with Ben Affleck being Batman.
Batflick,
man. Batman Batflick.
Which I'm a total support of Ben Affleck as Batman.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Give me one reason why Ben Affleck won't be a great Batman.
He's Ben Affleck. Mr. Pearl Harbor. Mr. He's Ben Affleck.
Yeah, the guy who's won 2 Oscars. This is what I'll say.
Okay, fair enough.
Granted, none of them have been for acting, but
for directing. Oh,
no, he got Best Picture.
What are you saying?
And then screenplay.
Right,
and
that's
Best
right.
Picture.
For what was it, Argo?
Argo was Best Picture, and then Good Will Hunting.
That's right.
Yeah, him and Matt Damon went up there together. It's actually, if you get a chance, you should. Me and my wife were watching a bunch of like the Oscar acceptance speeches the other day, and we watched him and Matt Damon's acceptance speech for Good Will Hunting, which was like 2001, 2002.
That's about right. Yeah,
around that time, and then his last year's speech for Argo. Watch those 2, and you can see how much he's grown.
Like okay. So you mean how much he has grown as a person,
professionally, actor. I think.
Humble?
Yeah, if there was any celebrity, okay, I've heard things about Ben Affleck. I listen to a lot of like Kevin Smith stuff. Kevin Smith has worked with him a lot. pretty crude and stuff though. But he tells a lot of stories about Ben Affleck that makes me feel like Ben Affleck would be a cool guy to hang out with.
All right, I'm going to tell you. Now, that may be true, but...
And Ben Affleck loves Batman. Ben Affleck made the front of his house a Batcave entrance.
Okay. Okay. All right. I'm just going to say one word. Affleck.
Affleck.
Okay. Now, maybe my reasoning's bad, but Ben Affleck or Afflict, whatever it is, I can't get Ben Affleck out of my mind when he was in Pearl Harbor, or maybe Sum of All Fears, or this chummy, hopeless romantic guy that, just is so suave. Or maybe not suave.
But what's Bruce Wayne?
Bruce Wayne was okay.
Bruce Wayne,
suave,
charming,
debonair. But then you had
suave.
But look at Christian Bale. Wow, Christian Bale wasn't really suave.
Christian Bale has a lisp. That's you, because I know I have a lisp. The only thing that makes me not want to strangle myself over it is the fact that Batman has had a lisp.
Oh my gosh! I didn't realize that. Either.
Yeah, listen to him.
Man. I will. You mean like when he's not acting, or when he's just
sometimes when he's asking? Man, now I'm being all tangled up. Even sometimes when he is acting, especially when he's acting as Batman.
Wow. Okay, I'll do that. I'll have to look into...
It's subtle. It's not as bad as mine. And that's one of my New Year's resolutions. And that's actually part of the reason why I wanted to do a podcast. Is I figure talking and then hearing myself and then getting embarrassed will...
I'm not even going to lie. I didn't realize you had a lisp. So to your everlasting credit, I didn't even realize you had a lisp. I don't know, I just thought it was enunciation, but, hey.
Yeah, no, I've had people come up to me before and be like, oh, you have a really unique accent. Where are you from? Oh, it's a lisp.
I'm from the Bronx. Like, whoa, really? No.
Yo, I'm from Brooklyn.
Man. So, to go along with the Lego movie, though, what did you think of Transformers 4?
Oh, miserable.
Oh, thank you. Okay, good.
I hated it. I watched it at home, and I remember 2 hours into the film, I was like, man, I want this to be over, and there was still 45 minutes left of the film. And I felt bad, because my son was pretty new to this world, and first F word he heard
was from that movie.
Was from Transformers, and I remember being like...
If you're gonna have to hear the word, let it be from something else.
No, I just remember.
I'm just kidding.
I had a moment though where I was like, man, you made it 2 weeks before you heard your first F word. And because it was like, oh man, how can we make this garbage movie even more garbage?
Even more garbage. Well, it's so sad. I like the first Transformers.
The first
Megan Fox being debatable. Okay.
She was good for her role in the first Transformers. I agree with you 100% on the first Transformers.
But then 2, 3, they were lame. I didn't like them. In fact, I shouldn't say I didn't like number 3 because I didn't even go to watch number 3. After seeing number 2 and then hearing what number 3 was going to be about, I was like, you know what?
3 was better than 2.
Really?
So I would say this. I would say if you had to sit me down with a gun to my head and you're like, and they said either watch 2 or 4. I think 2 is worse, but it's shorter. So I would choose that one.
Less duration. I love Mark Wahlberg, though.
Yeah.
Mark Wahlberg is one of my...
Marky Mark,
man. I mean, I'm a total hip-hop guy that loves a good beat and everything, and I definitely like that type A, strong...
Do you know what probably happened to him?
Personality guy like Mark Wahlberg. What was that?
Same thing that happened to him in The Happening. So The Happening came out early 2000s. It was a M. Night Shyamalan film. Looked really promising. Total stinker. Total. M. Night Shyamalan can't make a film without putting his twists into it, which twists are good. And anyway, spoiler: if you haven't seen the movie, don't. It's the trees. The trees are fighting back. Mark Wahlberg took that role in the film because he was like the leading actor in the film, and he took the role because he said, "I was playing a school teacher." A science school teacher, And it says up to that point, he says, I've played thugs, I've played fighters, I've played the Macho Man.
That's right.
He said, I like the idea of me getting to go and play a smart guy. I like the idea of getting to go and play not the loose cannon detective that he fits, but I can go play a school teacher. Transformers 4, dude, we'll make you a scientist. I'm sure he saw scientists. He's like, oh, dude, I can be a scientist. I can.
Smart guy. But then, still kind of bring out that brash, macho guy. But, because, that's the thing I love about Mark Wahlberg. A lot of people, they say, oh, what's the definition of a true actor? Somebody who's able to be multiple personalities when no matter what the role is. And that's fine. I'm okay with that. I wouldn't say that Mark Wahlberg is the greatest actor ever. I would say that Mark Wahlberg is my favorite actor just because I do like the macho guy. Like, I'm gonna go out there and, almost like Sylvester Stallone. I'm gonna go out there and beat some butt, man. Don't mess with me. I don't know what it is. I really like that. Mark Wahlberg, he puts off a really good image for that. So when Transformers 4, if I could just hold on to Marky Mark, I'd be okay with it. But then everything else was just horrible. And especially, why didn't he punch the girlfriend's boyfriend or his daughter's boyfriend?
Yeah.
There's one. Oh man, there's one part. Oh, I shouldn't say one part. I should say throughout the whole movie, the boy's being a little punk.
Well, it glamorized a relationship between adult and a minor.
Exactly.
And they even show the law. They're like, this law makes it okay for me to have relations with a 17-year-old who's actually played by like a 20-year-old.
I would have, if I was Marky Mark, and that was my daughter, and let's just say my daughter, if she ever has a boyfriend that even says even half the things, even a quarter of the things that guy said to Mark Wahlberg in the movie, I would really struggle not to beat him. I don't know. Meet him in a dark alley with a nightstick and be like, you punk.
I pity the fool.
I pity the fool.
Mr. T shows up.
Mr. T. Oh, pay Mr. T. Mr. T, I got a favor.
Oh, man.
What's up, man?
I need you to stalk me in the gym and then go beat up this guy.
Or just walk behind me as I go talk to this one kid. Okay.
Man. Dude, Mr. T has come out and he says, like, if you don't love your mama,
you're a fool.
Don't talk to me. Like,
really?
He said he doesn't want to be friends with anybody who doesn't love their mama.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Mama's boy.
Yeah, dude, hardcore mama's boy.
I pity the fool.
Well, I think he was raised by like a single mom.
Oh, that would explain a lot.
But
which, a good buddy of mine, his father left his family, and anyway, he talks quite often about the close relationship that he has with his mom, and almost incredibly personal. So I grew up with both my parents, and I love my mother, and I find I have a deep bond with her. But there was a lot of things that definitely didn't have to go through the same things that he did. Yeah. Which, man, I'd be a mama's boy too.
Well, and even like Grayson, that's my son. And he's only 3 months old, and yeah, I have no chance. Like, the kid's all about mom.
True.
So I'm excited for once he gets a little bit older and I can take him to do fun things. But until then, I think it's going to be all about mom.
My daughter, Abby, that's her name. She is turning 3 very soon. And
how were the terrible 2s? Were they really that terrible, or is that like an overrated statement?
I tell you what, I'll take the 2s over what's coming next any day. The terrible 3s or a horrible 3, whatever you want to call it. Like this. She's getting more inept. She's getting more intelligent. Her conversation is just getting better every day. But then there's this aspect of, I want to call it girl emotion. And this emotion is like a monster that is unseen to my eye, but just decides to pop out every once in a while. So when I do see it, it makes me want to cringe and start crying because I have no idea how to defeat this monster. Abby, don't do that. Oh my gosh, what is this? What? No, go away. Go away.
Do it.
Fine, do it. Whatever.
Oh, man.
It's intimidating. So luckily, I love having my daughter. She's fantastic. I am not used to having a little girl like that around.
Something that's really cool about your little girl, I noticed when we went over to talk with your wife, because we had our children in the same hospital. My wife wanted to talk to someone who had gone through and had that experience. I guess your daughter was feeling really shy, so the only way that she would communicate to your wife was through play cell phones.
Oh, yeah.
And your wife, said that happens quite often when she gets shy around people. Like, she had no problem talking, but she would only talk through the cell phone to your wife.
And that's
we thought it was funny.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. I really do. That if I was there at that moment, and I do this often, is I just kind of sit there and shake my head and think, how cute. Where did you come up with this, you darling little thing? Like,
and then while that was happening, one of the twins was loading his pants full of... He looked like he was struggling.
Stuff, yeah. His face, like he was Hercules.
Yeah.
Lifting something. Yeah, my...
probably like that guy in the gym.
That's right. The guy in the gym who's lifting the 500 pounds, and you're right next to him, you're only lifting 15. Same face.
But you got the same face. Same person. Oh, back when I was single, I had this buddy in the Army.
Mm-hmm.
And what we would do is we'd start with the heavy weights, and we'd like curl them. And what we were doing is we would go until muscle failure. So
Okay.
say we started with like the 50-pound dumbbells, and we do that until we couldn't anymore. Then we drop down to the 40, drop down to the 30, to the 20, eventually to the 5. And I remember like we were on the 5s and we were making those faces, like the exertion, like Hercules trying to rip a wall down, and with the little 5-pound dumbbells, just because we were so tired. But that's the time all the female medics decide to walk by.
Oh,
It's
no.
when we're sitting there like struggling, and we're like, oh,
this is so difficult. No, really, muscle
that's
failure.
life. We're like, it's okay. We both were in committed relationships. It was for the best.
But the point being, they saw you at a moment where you weren't man enough.
Yeah, no, it was for real.
It's embarrassing.
And they were just like, wow, they look like they're working out. But everything else says no.
When I was 17, I was driving the car with my mom. And when I was 17, I was quite the stinker. I was at odds with my mom. And I just to be a punk to my mom, it was my mom and my friend. He was up in the front seat and I was in the back because I didn't want to sit next to my mom. So I saw these girls on our track team who was running by, and they wearing the short shorts, and I was from California, so they were all tan and just looking really cute. And I thought, you know what, I'm a holler at them. I'm gonna say something.
Hey, girl.
Yeah. So I stick my head outside the car, and I had like a half garbled hey, because as I stuck my head out, my mom, which she later, relayed this to me, she thought, oh heck no, he's not going to embarrass me like this. And so as I stick my head out, she starts rolling up the window, and I say, hey! And I said it loud enough where it got the girls' attention, but I didn't say hey all the way, so they just saw this guy with his head outside this car about to get decapitated.
Because she was rolling up the window.
Exactly. And so I'm sitting there like, I'm like waving my arm, like trying to whap her, and she turns around, she's like, oh my goodness, and she starts rolling the window down. She has tears strolling down her face from laughing so hard. My friend in the front seat thinks that's the greatest thing he's ever seen, and I'm in the back thinking, that's it. I'm calling Child Protective Services, and I'm leaving. And if that doesn't work, I'll run away.
Man, I was just picturing that. I bet you look like a dog.
Yeah.
Like with your head out the window.
And as it closed on my neck, my tongue just pops out of my mouth. So these girls are thinking, oh, what? Ew.
Pervert.
Pervert? No, really. Next day at school, they avoid me.
Oh, you knew the girls?
No.
Okay.
No, if they did know me, they probably would have avoided me.
What if, for the rest of high school, you're known as a window guy?
Hey,
look, it's window guy.
Spent 3 years trying to become popular, and then it was all ruined by one event. Darn.
Voted most likely to be a window washer.
Oh, that. I wouldn't have graduated high school if that was it.
No, so I'll tell you. So something happened in my school. They have like the end of the year like voted most likely to do this, most likely to do that. I didn't get nominated or voted for anything. But two people in the school, I'm not going to use any names, were voted most innocent looking, but like most likely to get in trouble.
Nice.
They had the boy and the girl.
Yeah.
The girl, high school pregnancy. The boy got jail.
That's me.
Yeah, and I'm not going to use names because I still
know the people.
I still know the people, and they didn't publish that in the yearbook. No, maybe they did. But yeah, it was like most innocent looking.
Most innocent looking.
But yeah.
But everybody knows the real story.
Yeah, and that's what happened.
I remember this kid when I was in like grade school, biggest jerk ever, and I as a teenager in later years, I mean, this kid used to be the bane of my existence when I was 9, 10, and 11. But then later on, when I was 18, 19, I decided to look on Facebook because Facebook started becoming a big thing, and I looked back on Facebook to see if he was there, and didn't find his particular profile, but I started thinking these other names of kids I knew. So I found this one name, this other kid that I knew, and then I saw this. I found the name that he was under. Of this guy who I was originally looking for, and as I looked at his profile, it actually had comments of people saying that, we miss you. Where have you been? Blah, blah, blah. And I thought, oh, this guy died. That's me. But then as I scrolled down and I read about how the guy got put in jail. And then my thoughts went from regret to, ha-ha, karma.
Man. That's super funny.
I know, right?
They're like, oh, he passed away.
And then, oh, he's alive, but he's in jail. Serves you right, punk.
Sucker. Man. I'm not gonna lie, I have some kids who I went to high school with that I hope end up in jail.
Same feelings. Same feelings. These are the confessions, people, of deep, desirable thoughts where we're like, man, this guy was so mean to me, or this girl was so mean to me. But then again, I guess that's where forgiveness comes from.
But I wonder if people think the same about
us.
They're like, man, I wish that guy would be in jail.
Yeah.
I wish that guy was in jail and then I could take his family. Since then, I have a new policy. I find the person who is most likely to go crazy, shoot up the building, and I befriend them, so that if they break down, they go crazy.
They spare you.
They spare me. And that's how I met Austin.
It's the truth.
I spared him. Oh, dude, did you hear about what happened at Fat Cats?
Yeah. Oh.
So, quick backstory. The way that Austin and I met, we both worked at a local movie theater that is
Family Fun Entertainment Center with a movie theater.
Family Fun Entertainment Center. That is the cesspool of the city we live in.
Oh, we loved it.
I still love it. I still work there.
I don't, but I do miss it.
Yeah, but anyway, crazy things happened. Just last Wednesday.
Is that what it was last Tuesday?
Yeah, like
this past Tuesday. Oh my goodness!
So
I found this out at a church activity, man. Somebody found out I worked at Fat Cats, and they're like, "Hey, did you hear about so and so?" I'll let you tell a story, but that's how it came up to me, and I was like, "What? Are you kidding me?" So anyway, tell a story, man.
All right, so apparently this punk, underage as in under 21, came into Fat Cats, the movie theater, drunk.
Oh.
And went up the stairs to where the projectors are and stuff. And these are like $100,000 projectors.
Oh yeah.
Well, upstairs there's this it's a break room, but I've described it to my wife as Narnia. It's a place that exists, but nobody's ever up there. Because for real, okay, so we're not using names or anything. But what would happen if our boss found us chilling out in the break room?
What would happen?
Yeah.
Oh, he would.
He comes in. There's Austin Sailor sitting in the break room, drinking a cup of water.
What are you guys doing?
Yeah, and then what if you're like, I'm taking a break? I'm in the break room.
There's no breaks here. What are you doing here? You're never in this room, man. Get out of here.
No, I'm telling you, the break room is a glorified storage unit.
Yes, it is.
And I think the break room's there just by like law. Like you have to have a place for your employees to socially gather.
You got boxes everywhere. You got crock pots everywhere. You got these shirts draped on the couch, which the couch is pretty sure it's as old as time. And who knows how many people have laid on that thing. So, I don't know.
Nobody, because nobody's allowed up there.
That's true, too.
Well, anyway, so he goes into the break room. Man, wow, customers are allowed in the break room, and we're not. But anyway, he goes into the break room, and he pops the tile off the ceiling. It's a lot like pops the tile out of the ceiling and climbs in through the ceiling. And
What?
This guy is going through, and like, in the bathrooms and stuff, how they have little sprinkler heads in case there's a fire, pulls those up and is peeping Tom into the bathrooms.
In the girls' bathroom?
And the boys. Both of them were lifted up.
Oh, ew,
so we think the theory is he's like, oh, I see a urinal, I'm in the boys. And then he went and checked on the girls. In my mind, I like to think of it the other way. He's like,
yeah, right,
oh,
right.
No urinal, I'm going to the other side. And so anyway, fortunately, from the way he entered, there was no access to the front bathrooms, which those are the busy ones. So they were the back bathrooms, which also nobody goes to because nobody knows they exist. And then so the chance of him actually seeing someone is pretty slim.
Yeah.
But still the idea behind it. And so anyway, he's crawling around exploring up there, leaving handprints, footprints, because it's dusty up in that area. So everywhere he goes, everywhere he sits, they know where he was. And then he gets over the counter where you buy your tickets.
Oh my God.
And he fell off the I-beam that he was walking on and fell through the roof and landed, hit the counter, broke one of the glass panels off, and hit the ground. And so imagine just being like the employee that's like on shift and you're just like,
oh!
Like that's like some Disney like daytime TV stuff that happens.
That's a TV show moment. That's a movie moment. That's one of those moments where you're like, wow, I really wish there was a camera following this guy as he was doing his thing.
The panel he fell off.
Yeah.
That fell out under him was the one holding the security camera.
No.
So they don't know if I don't know if that camera still works or not.
Oh, that's so funny.
So anyway, he gets up, runs away. None of the male employees chase him. It's a girl employee who goes after him.
Good girl. Oh my, chivalry's dead, man.
Yeah, no, this is 2015. Equal rights. I don't have to go after him.
Yeah, we got women that want to do it now. You go get them.
And so, equal rights are important.
They are important. Right. We're just joking here.
Yeah, but no. So kudos to the ladies, but she chased him down.
That's awesome.
He got away, and but she got his license plate number.
Oh, good.
Okay, and now this is where once details get fuzzy because I'm hearing this from one of the managers there. Apparently, he got picked up in a McDonald's drive-thru.
You have got to be kidding me.
So he's getting pressed for
breaking,
entering, burglary,
underage
drinking. They got him in the car while he was drunk. So driving under the influence.
DUI.
MUI. Why?
Oh, yeah.
Well, is it counted a minor if you're under the age?
I think that's still well, okay, that's a good question. I don't know for sure, though. I thought it was just DUI regardless.
I'm not sure. But, so lots of things.
Wow.
Yeah. And so apparently, though, this isn't the kid's first offense. Apparently the kid's from Washington. And he took a dump in a changing stall in the mall in Washington last year.
Got to be kidding.
And got busted for that. And so he came here, and so yeah, we had a guy fall through the roof at work.
And like I said, I found that out at a church activity. Somebody found out I worked at Fat Cats, and they were like, "Hey man, did you hear about the guy that fell through the roof?" And I was like, "What? What are you talking about? I didn't hear anything about that." So I started texting some of these other managers, and I started hearing the story.
Yeah.
Unreal. Can't believe it. What a character. What an idiot.
He's worse than that guy at the gym.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I totally hang out with the tool at the gym than that guy, man. Of course, it would have been funny. Like I said, it would have been great if you were able to video record everything he was doing.
My goodness. But yeah. I have no idea. I wish I would have been on the clock at that time. Just to see a guy fall from the roof.
Exactly. Me too. I heard that. And I was like...
it was the fall. The fall's like... It was like 10, 12 feet. So it wasn't like he fell 40 feet. Like, I don't want to see somebody fall that far. But yeah, apparently, like I said, he was standing on like a support, fell off, came through the roof. But man, just imagine being the employee. Like, you're standing there and some random guy falls through the roof next to you. Like, imagine being in this room. We're in a room right now, and just some random dude just like, wow,
Shakursh. Well, hey there, buddy. What are you doing? That's, as he gets up and looks around, he scatters off like.
They're like, who is that? That's my stalker. Yeah, that's my stalker. I paid him.
That was your premium stalker. That's the premium stalker we were talking about. Man, $10 to only have somebody call you or text you, but your premium, man, $50. Hey, I'll fall through the roof for you.
$100 to get Ben Affleck. Ben Affleck's your stalker? I like to call him Batflick.
Batflick?
I like when he wears the suit.
Makes me feel important.
He just stands up, I am the knight, and then runs away.
Or no, all the possibilities.
Daredevil wasn't my fault.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, that's awesome. That's great. That's great.
And then a duck falls. And
then duck falls. And then starts chasing him.
Oh man.
Does anybody understand what just happened? Batman and the duck was here.
Oh, do you know what would be super funny?
What's that?
Is if after Batman v Superman comes out and it's a great movie, it's a successful movie, everybody loves it, everybody eats my shorts on the whole that
Sailor was
Ben
right.
Affleck's gonna fail. What if like the Affleck commercials dress their duck up like Batman?
Oh.
Do you know how funny that would be?
Okay, but would that would be awesome, but would that be with the intention to make fun of or to capitalize on the fact that a spoof? Man.
Spoofing. And they have like, yeah, and they could even call the duck Batflick, like Batflick commercials, and just have the duck be like Affleck.
It doesn't even say Affleck. It actually does. Buy my insurance. That's not the same duck.
What insurance do you use?
What premium do you use?
Well, I think we've been going over an hour. So I think we're good to go. We just have to figure out how we want to sign off.
Yeah.
What do we want our sign off to be?
Sign off. That's,
E-shorts.
E-shorts.
Eat my shorts.
Eat my shorts. Bart Simpson.
Oh, man. My wife hates The Simpsons so bad.
I do, too. I really do.
Oh, you don't like them?
I don't. I used to like them, but not
Simpsons, I enjoy. I haven't watched them really since getting married. Actually, even before getting married. I haven't really watched them since coming for the last couple of years.
Yeah.
And then I haven't watched Family Guy in probably 4 or 5 years. Family Guy, I can't do it. I used to watch it all the time. And then I said, you know what? I'm going to stop. I stopped for about 7 months.
Yeah.
Went to watch it again, and wow.
Yeah, right.
And so I haven't picked it up again since. So that was 2000. I've been sober. I've been Family Guy sober. Since 2010.
My thing is I love the shock value of Family Guy, but there's a lot of stuff in there that's just I shake my head and I think, oh wow, that's bad. That's bad. But I do like the shock value that they have in certain circumstances. With The Simpsons, I actually used to watch it quite a bit, but then there was there's this one episode, can't remember what season or episode it was, but it was something that me and my brothers, we actually watched all together as kids, I mean, it was funny. But then we all kind of made this unanimous decision that when Homer was going to cheat on Marge, we were just like, nah, no more.
We're done.
Yeah, we were done with this.
And I don't.
Never watched it
I
again.
think I've seen that episode. I don't think he goes through with it.
Right, he doesn't.
Yeah.
But it was just kind of like the feel of like.
Yeah,
oh, wow.
at that moment you felt like, oh,
Yeah.
That happens to me with shows. We were watching, me and my wife. We were into Chuck.
Oh yeah, right.
Yeah, and there was a couple things that happened in Chuck where I just didn't like the way a certain character was treated, and it kind of turned me off to the show. And I'm starting to get back into it, but yeah, it turned me off for a while before.
I still need to finish that show, but yeah, for the sign off, let me see.
I think I have a good last comment. Just don't be a tool.
Don't be a tool.
Don't be a tool.
Don't be a tool. Man, and it doesn't necessarily mean don't be a tool in the sense of being a jerk, but just don't be a tool at just doing the cool thing all the time. Maybe sometimes doing the cool things.
Be a tool in the hands of the Lord. Don't be a tool of the world.
Wow. Oh man, and I'm sure we're gonna revisit that concept many times.
Yeah. So I think that should just be how we sign off. Just be like,
don't be a tool.
Don't be a
everybody.
tool.
Don't be a tool.
Don't be a tool.